How you guys doing today? You're listening to the Fourth Liners podcast with Bryce Burke and Jacob Kennedy. Bryce, it looks like we got some fans on YouTube for the first time. We got someone commenting on our videos.
Right, you just doxed me. You name dropped my last name.
Oh man, now everyone's gonna find where you live.
Man, dude.
Man, the fans are gonna crowd your house.
Oh man.
Should I use?
Yeah.
I should have called you Bertuzzi Crunch. You know, keep things safe.
The fantasy hot dude. The Bertuzzi Crunch, dude. I don't know. I like to pick semi-offensive names for my fantasy teams.
Hey, that's what you gotta do. Like, you can't have a normal, boring name.
No. My other league, I'm the Eddie Lack Attack.
That's a perfect name for a fantasy.
I guess. I don't know.
But yeah, going back to we got a fan. It looks like on our YouTube channel. We appreciate the support, buddy. James with two S's. First ever comment.
Thanks, James.
We love to see the support, man.
Wholesome moment.
He what did he say? He said we are dope. So I've never been called dope in my life, which that's the most pretty awesome.
That's the most internet compliment ever.
We're dope. But there's more. He says keep it going. So we'll keep it going for you, James. James with two S's. Check him out on YouTube. He has a little bit of content. 77 subscribers. Pretty good for it's better than us, you know, but we'll get there one day.
Yeah, you know, it's nice to be a small channel and have a little bit of support. So this podcast here, because you said keep it going, James, we're gonna keep it going.
Just for you, James.
On a side note, I heard you're assembling or purchasing a computer.
Yeah, it's my recent COVID purchase. You know, I've been having packages to my door like almost every day. My sister, my mom. But yeah, I'm purchasing a PC, a couple of monitors, and gonna start editing some stuff for you guys. So Bryce does a lot of the editing, so I want to try to chip in a little bit.
Maybe some streaming.
Some streaming too. Yeah, maybe we can add that onto the channel. A little more diverse content for you guys. I don't know if you like that, but
we got to do some more breakdowns too.
We're gonna do some more breakdowns because the first one, I thought Bryce, you did that very well. That was beautiful.
They're fun.
The helmet toss.
Fun. It's fun to mock people. Man,
when you showed that I don't know if the security guard or whatever's face,
the arena worker. Wow.
Man, that I died of laughter. I was on the floor. That was perfect.
Nah, don't lie to me, bro. You just exhaled in a funny way.
No. How'd you know?
You breathed out of your nose quickly. You didn't laugh on the floor.
You gotta exaggerate your emotions, you know.
Yeah. Before we get into anything else today, I think we should talk about our fantasy hockey matchup that occurred last week.
Some sad news. The Bertuzzi Crunch.
It's happy news.
Is it happy? Is it?
I'm happy.
Okay. You know what? Bittersweet for me. Happy for you. Bertuzzi Crunch beat the Jagger Bombs. It was close. The lead kept changing. You know, we were very close. Our Chychrun wasn't performing like usual, so that kind of hurt us a bit.
Bro, goalies are sinking both of us.
Goalies are a struggle in fantasy.
In my other league, I had Chychrun, and I needed him to play. It was a weird situation because I knew I needed him to play really well, but I knew if he played really well that you would beat me. So it was like, what do I want here? But he played bad, as per usual.
Yeah, he's and that New York Rangers team, they're a little iffy sometimes. So I feel like
he'd be a good secondary pick next year for a goalie.
Not a high round pick, but
no. Bro, my high-round pick, Connor Hellebuyck, sitting with a cool 9 goals against average and a .739 save percentage right now in my current matchup. It's great. He's so good.
I love that.
I love it. My favorite part about Connor Hellebuyck is how he just keeps my life on the edge, dude. Because one game, he'll have a beautiful .920 save percentage, and the next game, it'll be sub .800. It's like, wow. Keeps, you know, he wakes me up in the morning, dude. You know, he's
your reason to live.
Me out of bed. No, he's my reason to wonder, okay? Because how did he do last night? Let's find out. Every freaking day, it's a different story with Connor Hellebuyck.
It's a nice little surprise.
It's usually a horrible surprise. Because when I need him most, he lets me down.
I mean, he didn't do too well against the Leafs. I'll tell you that.
Ah, bro.
Man, he got pulled. He got pulled.
Yeah.
For Brossoit, or however you say his name.
I'm taking Vasilevsky first overall next year.
I honestly wouldn't be a bad move. I'd do that.
Rask second.
See, I had the option Connor McDavid. You know, I was the first overall pick this year, and I picked Connor McDavid. But against you, he didn't get a 3-goal night and 1 assist night. But you know, when I'm battling for the fifth place in the league, that's when he decides to do that.
Yep. Pain, dude. I mean, and then I took Jack Eichel first in both my leagues. First.
Buddy.
And then I take Evgeny Malkin like fourth. And he's hurt.
You gotta wait till Eichel's traded to the Rangers and then pick him.
I don't know what to do, man. My shadow pick, Nick Ehlers, done for the season. I'm done, dude.
Joe Thornton scared him. That's why he's not injured. He's just scared from Joe Thornton.
Who's gonna carry me? Evander Kane?
Hey,
Jonathan Huberto?
You just mentioned Kane had 4 goals the other night, didn't he?
4 points, 1 goal, 3 assists.
4 points.
I mean, that's great, but like that should be an accent thing, you know? Like Kane should be an accent to my superstars, okay? But no. I can't win. I can't win. Well, I do win because I beat you, but I'm not gonna win this matchup.
I don't like to hear that negative attitude from you, Bryce. Oh, I said your name again.
I don't care. I was just kidding.
Okay, that's good to know. I mean,
you said my name 1,000 times as it is. Like it is what it is.
It is what it is. I mean, for fantasy, it's always you're feeling so excited that you're winning. You're like, wow, this feels great. And then when you lose, it's the worst feeling in the world. You're so furious. You're sad at the same time. You don't know if
feel like a piece of crap.
You don't know if you should like punch something or you should cry. You know. So.
I honestly, when I'm losing in fantasy, I really evaluate why I watch hockey. It's like I've been watching hockey for 20 years now, and I still don't know anything. You know, like
I like to say I know a lot about hockey, which I kind of do, but I still have I don't know.
I picked Jack Eichel first. I guess I don't know that much.
I guess not. Yeah, if you pick Jack Eichel, I mean, poor guy's on the Sabres. Remember that.
Well, every year the Sabres, you look at them and you say they'll probably be better, and then it just gets worse.
They're supposed to win the cup this year.
Yeah, that's what the owner said when they signed Taylor Hall.
Oh wait, he's a Boston Bruin.
Oh right, got away.
All right, so how about we go into the Calder race for the NHL this year? Very interesting. So the top 3 guys are Kirill Dollar Bill Kaprizov, Jason Robertson, which is a little bit of a surprise, and then the third guy running. There's a few guys, but I think Josh Norris is the guy that's mentioned.
Yeah.
There's a few other goalies that are mentioned too, like Kakkonen and Lankinen, Vanacek. I mean, there's a lot of guys that have that third spot, but right now it's Kaprizov and Robertson, which are the 2 contenders for the Calder Trophy.
It's surprisingly a good year for rookies. Like, when you look at the class, like, besides Tim Stützle and Kaprizov, you didn't think that there was, like, any insane rookies. But with, like, Jason Robertson, 39 points, plus 15 on Dallas?
Man,
what?
Apparently, a lot of those points are even strength. And he's leading. He's, like, he's tied with Connor McDavid for even strength goals.
He only has 5 power play points, man.
That's insane. So he doesn't need the power play to give him an advantage. He's just a good player.
It's crazy. When the season started, I thought it was going to be like Kaprizov, Stützle, and Höglander, and then
Lafreniere.
Lafreniere.
Everyone forgot about Lafreniere.
Where is Lafreniere? 12th. With 17 points, my guy.
17. I mean, to be fair, Jason Robertson's a little older. He has played in the AHL. So that does give him a little bit of advantage where he played with older players. Lafreniere is coming from a league where he's playing with just he's not playing with men. So is Kaprizov too. He's coming from the KHL where you're not playing with boys, you're playing with men, right? So I think that has an advantage. So that prepares you for the NHL.
Yeah, for sure.
They have to, like, guys like Lafreniere has to adapt. But I mean, yeah, it's insane. And Robertson's 21 years old, and like this is insane for his first year. I did not expect this from him. Like, he wasn't a player that was talked about a lot.
At all, dude. I didn't even know Nick Robertson had a brother until this season.
I didn't know. Turns out Jason's the better Robertson.
Maybe. Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, they're still pretty young, so we'll have to see. But 39 points in 43 games, I'd take him in my fantasy team any day.
So who do you think gets nominated at this point? Because I know we talked about it earlier in the year, but
I mean,
at this point, it's kind of clear.
I mean, if it will come down to the wire because Kaprizov does have more points, but the kind of season Robertson has had and his individual stats, where like he can be one of the top guys that has gotten points even strength, and Kaprizov apparently for goals he's 80th in the league, and Robertson's like number one, almost, with tied with Connor McDavid, which is one of the best player in the NHL. So yeah. I'm gonna say it's Robertson at this point. I think it is.
But what about Vanacek?
I could see Vanacek being nominated, but I don't think he's gonna win it. He's competing with these, like, it's really tough to see a goalie be nominated. Like, they really have to have an outstanding season. He's had good games and he's had a good run. I don't think he's been shaky at some times, but then he gets back to it.
He's sitting at a 908 save percentage. Like honestly, Lankinen has probably done more for Chicago than Vanacek has done for Washington.
Yeah, for sure. But not to talk low of Vanacek, but I think I think he's amazing goal. I had him on my fantasy team for a while. He did amazing, got some wins, but it's pretty outstanding. But he is on a Washington Capitals team, which they're pretty dirty of themselves. Like, they're nasty. It definitely helps.
Jake Ottinger has been really good too. He's a little bit further down the list with only 10 wins, but he's played 25 games.
Another Dallas Star.
I'm wrong. He started 21 games, 10 wins, 915 save percentage. Yeah, honestly, and New Jersey's got quite a few rookies as well. In Sharon Govich.
He's been decent.
Kuokkanen and Ty Smith, dude. Like, they look good.
Ty Smith at the beginning of the season was having an insane run. He was I like him. I think he's a decent defenseman, and he's still pretty young as well.
Yeah, no, he's top 10 in rookie scoring as a defenseman. That's pretty good.
Yeah. It's his first year in the NHL. Like, he didn't even come from the AHL as well. Like, he was coming from a league where, like I say, he played with boys, but he's a small guy, but he's getting the points up there. He's on a New Jersey Devil team too, which he probably would have had more points if he wasn't on that New Jersey Devils team. Mm-hmm. But yeah, pretty impressive, 21 points. There's so many rookies. Like, you wouldn't think of these other guys that will be like considered because they weren't high picks, right, in the draft. I think Ty Smith was a first round pick, but
he was, yeah.
But you don't think of like Kaprizov, which he was picked later, but he developed this game in the KHL. That's another controversy as well, where they don't think.
Yeah, no, he's another Panarin.
Yeah, he's another Panarin. But he's still pretty young to make him. I think it's okay to consider him for a Calder trophy.
But,
yeah, like
it's gonna come down to him, Robertson, Norris, and Vanacek will probably get some votes.
Yeah, for sure. And like, it's weird because you see Lafreniere, like, the first overall pick, but not doing as well as these guys. It's just an interesting season for rookies, like you said.
Yeah, New York is such an unbalanced team at times, and Lafreniere is 18, so I don't blame him. Like, and it's not like he's been a no-show. He's got 17 points. I mean, if this was a full season, he'd be on pace for like 30 something. You know? So Not a bad season for Lafreniere. He was just overshadowed by a lot of this class.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, maybe it also helps like a better team around you. His team is full of rookies, right? So
Yep.
I mean, a team like Minnesota, Kaprizov's their leading scorer, but he has a lot of veterans around him, like Zuccarello and other guys like that, and
Fiala, Parise, Suter.
Right. There's some good veterans there to help him out that have been in the league for a while, and they can put up points as well and help him put up points. And then Robertson too. You have Jamie Benn. You have Tyler Seguin's out, but guys like that, right? It depends on the team. I feel like same thing with Vanacek. So, but yeah, I don't know. Who do you think is going to get the Calder Trophy?
Probably Kaprizov. He's been so electric.
Kaprizov. Yeah,
he's been so electric. But like, it's about who's going to get votes, right? Like Jason Robertson is going to get a lot of votes. Josh Norris is going to get votes. I bet Stützle even gets votes.
Stützle, for sure.
As well.
Yeah,
but it won't, like, Kaprizov is going to win.
Yeah, like people say he's the more flashy kind of player, like his style, and he's in the long run. Who would you take for your franchise, Kaprizov too or Robertson? I'd take Kaprizov.
Kaprizov, 100%.
Yeah,
him being a little bit older is a negative, but I think he's so electric. You know, I think he's the type of player who can like do things on his own. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like he you can build around him. He's not something you plug in.
Yeah, he doesn't rely on other players to be better.
No, and that's not a bad thing. Like who? I don't even know who Jason Robertson is. Jason Robertson playing with Ben?
Let me see the lines here. I can imagine he's playing on the first line.
Yeah, I like the Ottawa rookies a lot too, man. Like Ottawa is good. Despite their record, they're actually good.
They are. Like, they have a lot of rookies coming up, and they have a lot of prospects that you wouldn't think would have been good in their career until they played on this team. Like, Drake Batherson is pretty good. Robertson's playing with Rupe Hintz and Pavelski on the first line.
Okay.
Which is pretty nasty. I mean, Hintz is having a good year, I'm pretty sure. Pavelski's pretty decent. Yeah,
it's a good line, solid line.
Yeah, Ben's on the second line, so he's over Ben right now, and that's pretty impressive. But yeah,
Ben's having kind of a bad year.
Yeah, but he's getting older too. I'm pretty sure. He's $9 million.
He's always been weird to me. Do you know why he was drafted so low?
No, I don't. I don't have no clue why he was.
It was because he basically hadn't made a decision whether or not he wanted to play professional baseball or professional hockey. So teams were iffy about whether or not he was actually going to play hockey. So that's why he was taken so late.
No way.
Yeah, apparently he's really good at baseball.
There's a lot of athletes like that. A lot of guys in the NHL have like had multiple paths to go to.
Yeah.
Jerome McGinley is one of those guys, eh? He was supposed to be a lacrosse player, and I'm pretty sure he's drafted in NLL. And
well, there's no
and baseball too.
Choice there.
He played baseball. He was gonna go in professional baseball too, and hockey. Like he played everything, and he was the best at it. So I didn't know that about Ben though.
Yeah, Ben was a baseball player. So.
Hey, will he transfer? Will he pull Michael Jordan? Go over the Texas Rangers, Jamie Benn?
Oh, please no.
No,
not the Rangers.
Stick to hockey.
I do not know enough about baseball to talk about it. I'm interested in baseball, but like at the same time,
I mean the jerseys are cool. You know, uniforms are cool. I don't know. They're a little boring with no logo. Like I'm so used to hockey having a logo.
Why does every team wear a gray away jersey?
Dude, a lot of the teams have the same color jerseys.
They all have a gray jersey.
It's boring. I don't know. It's like the gray in the Toronto Maple Leafs jersey doesn't go well. Or the Winnipeg Jets. No. I don't like the Winnipeg Jets reverse retro. It's a little boring.
Yeah, dude. I miss the Winnipeg Jets whiteout jerseys, man.
They need to bring those back.
Oh, so clean.
If they had those uniforms, those would be dirty.
Yeah, insane. I like Winnipeg's like regular jersey. Like, I think it's simple and clean. But,
Yeah.
like, I love it when they throw it back to the old Jets logo with the whiteout.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Looks great.
We should do that one day. We'll rank jerseys. We'll make a video out of that actually.
Yeah, we gotta go through all the jerseys.
My new PC, we'll get something going there.
Nice.
So yeah,
I'm excited for that.
So yeah, for the rookies, your pick is I'll say Robertson. You say Kaprizov. That way we're both picking a different player here. Either or, good candidates. And like we said, Josh Norris, Tim Stützle, Vanacek, Kakkonen, great picks for Calder. I mean, insane seasons by all of them. Pretty impressive.
Surprising year for the rookies for sure.
Oh yeah.
What's next?
So players that have dominated the league this year. Who's the one player that really stood out to you that I guess maybe wouldn't think of standing out?
Man, you go first.
All right. I have one player in mind. Mika Zibanejad.
That's right.
Insane on the New York Rangers. He's having one of his best seasons. Traded for Derek Brassard from the Ottawa Senators when
Nice
he
trade,
was very young. Ottawa always bang their heads after their trades.
Great trade, Ottawa.
This guy has 45 points in 49 games played. He's almost a point per game player. 19 goals, 26 assists. He's a +8 on a New York Rangers team, which is not the best, but he's playing with the bread man, which obviously helps. But he had 75 points last season in 57 games. This guy is turning out to be a true superstar in the NHL, and I think he's becoming one of the best. And he's a player that really no one really thought of maybe becoming a good player. And he's only 28 years old. He still has a lot of years left in his prime.
He's a top 15, top 10 player for sure.
Yeah, I'd consider him like that.
The way he can explode in games is he's a consistent player, but he has games where he just explodes, man. And that's what makes him so good. He can just turn it on.
Yeah, every time you look on Instagram, you see, Zibanejad had another 3-point night, had another hat trick tonight, had a 4-goal night.
It doesn't even surprise me anymore. It doesn't even surprise me.
Literally, almost like every week, I see him do something like that, and it's insane. Like you just think back of like how he was traded for Derek Brassard, and then where Derek Brassard is now. No hate on Derek Brassard, but they're not.
Derek Brassard was good.
He was good at the time, but he's a little older, and it kind of worked out for the Rangers a lot better. And that's like,
of course it did.
And he's like a veteran guy to have with all those young guys too, but he's still 28, so he's still part of that young core.
He fits in.
He does
fits
fit
in nicely, man. The Rangers have a superstar player there that I don't think they expected to
they
become
do.
a superstar. Like everybody knew Zibanejad was good, but like I don't know if anybody expected him to be point per game good, over point per game.
I can tell you, I didn't think of him like that.
No.
It's insane.
Let me look at stats.
Yeah, he's playing on the first line he's playing with Lafreniere on the first line and Buchnevich. So he's not even playing with Panarin, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, Adam Fox this season, another New York Ranger.
Another New York Ranger. He was on my list too, actually. Yeah, go ahead.
He's got more points than Zibanejad.
Is he leading the team? No, he can't be.
He's got 46. Zibanejad, no. Wait. He's got 46. Yeah, Zibanejad has 45.
So he's right there.
I mean, Adam Fox has turned into an elite tier offensive defenseman.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, everybody thought that was going to be like Tony DeAngelo. No. Bye, Tony.
Tony DeAngelo was only good for his last name on the New York Rangers.
Honestly.
Honestly.
Other guys that are having huge seasons that maybe I didn't expect to, like Jonathan Huberto is having a huge season. I didn't expect him to have this good of a year. 52 points.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a guy that goes under the radar too sometimes because
100%.
I guess he plays. Maybe it's Florida, and Florida's not recognized as much sometimes for their play. But man, 52 points. He's more than a point per game player this year.
He's massive.
Is he one of your favorite players?
Huberto? Yeah, I love the Panthers. Barkov and Huberto are two of my favorite players.
Yeah, they're insane together. They're nasty.
Yeah. Tyson Barrie on Edmonton this season.
He was on my list as well.
Nuts. And
surprisingly, like, I guess Toronto wasn't a good fit for him. They didn't. He didn't exceed. He still had a pretty decent season in Toronto, but I guess he didn't exceed being on that Toronto Maple Leafs team. He has the same amount of points that he finished with last year, and he played 70 games and he got 39 points. This year is 46 games and 39 points. Like, it's insane how the shift from the Leafs to the Oilers, like how much better he's doing.
Yeah.
Do you think that's just like fantastic. The team is like Darnell Nurse like helping him out?
Playing in Toronto is just like an experience, man, and not everybody's cut out for it.
Yeah, a lot of pressure.
Tons of pressure, and like he came over with a lot of expectations, so
yeah,
it probably just bogged him down, right? And then he gets to go to Edmonton, fresh start.
Yeah, he came off a career high from Colorado going into Toronto too, so
yeah,
they probably expected him to have the same season. I mean, I'd take a 39-point defenseman. That's pretty good contributing, but he was a -7, so like it factors in with that as well. But I mean, insane. He's close to being considered for the Norris Trophy, but I think there's guys ahead of him that Adam Fox, Hedman, and guys like that. But yeah, he's having an insane year.
Jacob Chychrun.
Yeah,
huge season.
Another defenseman that has kind of broken out. He was kind of a question mark though, wasn't he? Don't you think? Like before?
Yeah, no, like you didn't really know what you had with him.
No,
everybody knew he was good, but like he's turned into like a point producing, play driving defenseman.
And that's what Arizona needs, honestly.
And Arizona is a fun little team this year. Like I'm really rooting for them to make the playoffs, man.
They have a good core. There, and the addition of Chychrun's actually been there since 2016.
Yeah.
So
he's good age.
Yeah, and he's only 23. I mean, pretty good. He has 36 points in 49 games, which is close to a point per game, not entirely, but that's pretty good for a defenseman on the Arizona Coyotes. They're just outside of a playoff spot too, so a good player this year. I agree with you there.
Definitely somebody that they needed.
Yeah, they need that top defenseman, except OEL, right?
Yeah, you could talk about a lot of Ottawa Senators, man, as well as being just total surprise players. Like so many of them contribute.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like Josh Norris, insane season. Jake Batherson, like some guys you wouldn't see, you wouldn't even hear of if they weren't playing on Ottawa, because they give like such young guys opportunities to play. Like it's insane of all the young talent that's had an insane season this year. Like, I mean,
couple years, man. They're gonna be nuts.
They're gonna be one of the best teams. I guess the North Division won't be around in a couple of years, but considering right now, like if this was the future and they had the North Division, they'd dominate it. I think over Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have Colin White too, which is insane.
Connor Brown.
Connor Brown's having an insane season. If we want to talk about
goals.
That, yeah, like, and he was on a 8-game scoring streak or whatever. I think that was the streak that he had. Insane. And Toronto gave him up for not a lot, right? And they kind of just had to dump him, but he's getting the opportunity to play in Ottawa. So
he's a fantastic player for Ottawa. Fits on the second line perfectly.
Yeah, right fit for sure. Yeah, anyone on Ottawa is having a good year. Even Shabbat, decent year. Yeah, I agree with that. Something funny. They have 3 Browns on Ottawa.
I know.
Oh no, funny. Two Browns.
Yeah. Connor and Logan, right?
Oh wait, no. So they do have 3, but Logan's not.
Wait.
Playing.
Who is Logan Brown?
He's a prospect for them, I'm pretty sure, but he has played a few games.
Yeah, he's playing for Belleville right now.
Yeah, so they have 3 Browns. They have Josh Brown on defense, Connor Brown, and Logan Brown. So
it's a lot of Brown.
The Browns. They should change their name to the Browns. Take care of them.
Let's flip the script here. Who are players that you think have been massively disappointing?
See, that's a good question. Disappointing players. I'd have to say. Let's hear who you have first, because I have to think about that one.
Jamie Benn was having a terrible season until recently.
Yeah.
We just talked about him, but yeah. There's somebody else that I had. Max Domi, terrible season.
It's just been it's been a mess for him this season, I think, especially going to Columbus.
Tire fire over there. Yeah.
It's just getting traded. 1-for-1 Josh Anderson. Josh Anderson's thriving.
Yeah.
And Max Domi's just suffering, being benched twice from John Tortorella. Like, it's just not the season I guess he probably wanted. Yeah, I agree with you with Max Domi there. I thought he'd be a lot better. Erik Karlsson's a big disappointment. And I think just the San Jose Sharks team, they're okay, they're decent, they can catch up to that last playoff spot in their division, but he was the top 4, he was rated top 4 in the league a few years ago. And
I think a few years ago he was the best defenseman in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, people were talking about him being one of the all-time greats, man.
I know, and now I wouldn't consider him that.
No.
Yeah.
No, he's a complete hollow version of himself in San Jose. Granted, San Jose's not a very good team, but like a guy like Erik Karlsson should be able to carry a team, and he just isn't.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was literally about to say carry a team. Like that's what I was thinking to say. Like, he would carry a team.
He did that on Ottawa with one leg, man.
Yeah,
watching that series when he was on Ottawa, when they made it to the conference final, I mean, that was all Erik Karlsson, man.
Yeah,
that is a beast of a player.
He was their you would think of the Ottawa Senators, you would think of Erik Karlsson.
Yep.
But yeah, he's dropped off.
Disappointing year, I think, for Kakko. I think the Rangers wanted him to take a step.
Yeah, usually in your sophomore season. I mean, either you have it's his second season, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so sophomore season. I mean, sometimes you have a bad season, but if you look at guys like Austin Matthews, in his second season he was pretty good. And you look at some other guys, they exceeded in their sophomore season, but I guess he's in the sophomore slump right now. And that's kind of concerning for a second overall pick. I would think
where a lot of the team around him is succeeding, and he's not.
No, and he's still pretty young, but he's coming from a league where he played with men, and he's used to this kind of hockey, and I'm not impressed. I'm not, and he needs to step it up. Honestly, I can see him being a trade asset to a team if he doesn't step it up. 21 points, or no, 16 points in 42 games played. That's not a second overall pick to me for in his second year. He should be stepping it up and not declining, right? He has 23 points. He had 23 points in 66 games last year, which was disappointing. And now he has 16 points in 42 games. So it looks like he's on the decline, and that's just not a good sign for me. I'd trade him.
Yeah.
But he has value.
Eric Stahl.
Yeah, I mean, Eric Stahl was supposed to be a good player, a good veteran on Buffalo. Obviously,
12 points, -28.
That's I think most of that's been playing on Buffalo.
Yeah.
It has an effect on his game, and he's a veteran guy, and he did not fit that team at one bit. And
he, despite his age, there's still, I think, reasonable expectations that Eric Stahl is supposed to be a good player. And you can blame Buffalo all we want, but at some point, somebody has to step up You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like the whole team is bad because the players are bad. You know,
exactly.
it's
He's
I don't
he's
get it.
36.
Yeah,
He's getting
but
up
he
there in
was
age.
he played for who? Minnesota last year.
Yeah, 47
He was
points.
good. He was
Yeah.
good.
But now you see he got traded to Montreal, but in 13 games he only has 2 goals, and he's a
Which
-8.
is, I thought he was gonna do a lot better in Montreal.
I
He's
thought
a
he was gonna
-8 on
thrive.
Montreal.
He's -8.
Oh man.
So he's a player that's, I guess, getting up there in age, and he's not the player that he used to be. He's had a 100-point season in his career too. So you look at that, I don't know. It just, maybe it's the age that's catching up on him, but there is high hope still for Erik Stahl to be a pretty good, decent second liner or even first liner. So I don't know. He was pretty disappointing this year. Like, I thought he kind of would help Buffalo with being a veteran presence on the team. I thought Buffalo overall was going to do better this year than they actually did. But yeah, I agree with you on Erik Stahl. A player that who sorry.
Go ahead. I was gonna say Cody Glass.
Yeah, no, okay, we talked about Cody Glass.
Not taking a step for Vegas, unfortunately.
No,
I don't know if he's buried.
Man, that's
in,
6 overall pick
in the
too.
lineup. Yeah. I don't know if he's buried in the lineup, but
he could be. He might not be getting an opportunity. I mean, Vegas is a team that's stacked. A lot of good players on the team that get the chance to play ahead of him. 10 points in 27 games. He's a +6. Like, I mean, he probably helps out when he plays, but not as much.
maybe a guy that just needs more opportunity, you know?
I think so. More ice time, and that would help out his game for sure. He's a 6 overall pick. He's a Manitoba boy, you know. He's only 22. He's still got time to grow. You never know. Like, when he's 25, he maybe have a breakout season. So you just never know with, like, the young players, and
Yeah.
maybe
I think they need to play him more next season. I think next season they really have to play him.
give him
You don't want to waste a Cody Glass. You know, like, Cody Glass is supposed to be like a good top 6 guy, right? You don't want him to become a third liner for his whole career.
Yeah, and he's a centerman too. So.
Yeah, you want to play him, but Vegas is just so stacked.
Yeah, that they are stacked. Like, they already have their top 6, so it's hard to slot a young guy like that in there that you don't know if he'll put up points for you or not. So that's like that was a good pick, actually. I totally forgot about Cody Glass.
And that's the problem. Who are you gonna say?
I'm gonna say Carter Hart.
Carter Hart.
Bring a goalie.
Okay.
Carter Hart.
That's a good one. What is his statistics right now?
The guy was scratched, which surprised me. I thought he was on the rise.
Can Philadelphia just get out of limbo? Like, how long are limbo, right? That's the term.
I think so.
We'll
say it is
limbo, right?
I think so.
What's the room you wait in? Purgatory, right?
Purgatory. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. They are stuck, man. And, like, guys like Giroux and Voracek aren't getting any younger. They
need to get rid of those big contracts.
Carter Hart has an .877 save percentage.
Yeah. I mean,
what the hell, Philadelphia?
They're comparing this guy to Carey Price, and the season that I just don't see that. I mean, not to say Carey Price hasn't struggled in his career, but yeah, I think it's being on a team like Philadelphia that's stuck in purgatory.
It's been years, man, since they've been able to get any kind of consistent goaltending. Like, they made the Cup final when, 2010?
Yep, that's a long time from now.
They haven't been able to get a goalie, and now they have one, but he's struggling, and, like, I don't know what it is, man. When does that team overhaul and rebuild? Like, how long have they had Giroux and Voracek for?
Way too long. I mean, Voracek, he's having a decent year, and so I think Giroux's having an okay season too. So, but I mean, maybe it's time to move on from those guys. I think it's part of Hart's struggle is maybe the defense in front of him too, because they have struggled in the defense category for that team.
Yeah, big time.
and maybe that really reflects on his play. But the coach scratched Hart, not the defense. I mean, he put Gostisbehere on waivers and then brought him back. See, I don't know what's going on in Philadelphia. They got to figure some shit out. So the improved Carter Hart's game. He's only 22, but if he's going to be compared to Carey Price, he's got to step it up.
Carey Price kind of did have bad seasons early on in his career, right?
He did.
I mean,
I think it's normal for a young goaltender. Like,
yeah,
it's a lot of pressure
can
too.
Hope. Philadelphia can hope that he mirrors Price's career somehow, you know? Like, he just all of a sudden emerges as dominant.
Yeah. And at the beginning of the season, though, like, they were doing pretty decent. They weren't bad.
I don't know, man. It sucks for them.
Oh, yeah. They thought this was, like, their savior goaltender. I mean, didn't have to rely on Brian Elliott anymore, which was probably nice for them. But yeah, that's a goalie that I think maybe he's underperformed this year and been a little bit of a disappointment for the Philadelphia Flyers.
Yeah, he's not very far off from Frederik Andersen though.
No. Oh man, Fredzilla.
Elliott with an 8.96, Freddy with an 8.97.
I mean, Freddy's been struggling with injuries, so maybe that kind of is a contribution to that. So yeah, I feel bad for him. That I think he's on his way back.
Price is only at a 9.01.
See, Price has those years where he struggles. He's had them before too. And remember when they considered taking Halak over Price?
Yeah, we talked about that in our first podcast.
We did actually throw back to our first podcast. Seems so long ago.
I mean, you've got guys in the top 10 goaltending stats here that like I wouldn't have expected to be here.
No.
Like Grubauer, Fleury's still a top 3 goalie. Jari's 5th, Saro 6th, Cam Talbot.
How much is Cam Talbot being paid?
Not enough.
No, clearly.
Yeah, Varlamov, bro, 8th with a 9.26 in 30 games started. What?
I know. It's like,
is that the same Varlamov that was on Washington? Like,
it's hard to like grasp an understanding of like the goaltenders in the season. Like, it's just been so iffy for some teams and for some goaltenders that should have been good, which they weren't, and some rookie goaltenders that just broke out. Like, it's just like, how is this working? How is this possible? And like another guy like that's being paid almost as much as Carey Price is Sergey Bobrovsky. And you can ask him, you can ask the same question for him too. He's underperformed so much. I mean, he's coming back to his senses, but like for $11 million, is he worth that?
Not at a 9.07 and a 2.86 save percent or goals against average. No,
exactly.
Now, if you're paying a goalie 10 million or 11 million, like they should be like 9.25 save percentage.
Yeah, Florida's a team that wants to win the cup too, and like you're paying your goal. Like, imagine the money you can spend on other players, and then you just play Drieger, who's probably had a just as good season as
statistically much better 9.23 save.
There you go, and he's being paid under $1 million, which is like, you just think about it. Does goaltending matter in the NHL?
I don't know. I don't know at this point.
Do you need an $11 million goaltender? Probably not.
You should, dude. Goalies should never be paid more than $6 million, $6.5 million.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Vasilevsky, I'm pretty sure he's being paid like 8 something, which is not bad. It's way better than 10.5 and an $11 million.
Well, you can make an argument that Vasilevsky's the best goalie in the league, and to be fair, when Florida signed Bobrovsky, I mean, you could make an argument that Bobrovsky was the best goalie in the league when he was playing on Columbus.
Yeah, no, he was thriving on Columbus, and he was unexpected. Another Philadelphia Flyer goaltender, which is a kind of unrecognized that he got traded from there. But
yeah,
I totally agree with that. It's just,
and you look at Thatcher Demko on Vancouver, who I think is genuinely going to be a top 5 goalie in the league.
Yeah,
and that's my bias talking, but
I agree with you. He's thriving. and
he's going to haunt Canada in the Olympics, bro.
He is. He'll be on the roster for sure. I mean, he has Holtby too. Like, he's doing better than Holtby, he was on that Washington Capitals team, which was insane.
To be fair, Holtby, the last 3 games he's played has been sick. Despite the fact that we lost last night, he couldn't have done more.
No, that one night against Toronto, he played amazing.
Yep.
He's the reason they won.
He played both games.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
Yeah, no, he did, yeah. And he was amazing against them. Like, he thrived in those games. And I think Holtby's a great goaltender, but maybe, I don't know. It's just, I think it really depends on where a goaltender plays and maybe the pressure that's on them too. And
I think goalies, like, they work so closely with their coaches, the goalie coaches.
Yeah.
That I think when they change teams, you can run into a goalie coach who is so fundamentally different from your last goalie coach, and it throws everything off.
Oh, yeah. I
think
totally
that's why
agree.
a lot of the time we see goalies change teams and heavily underperform, or in the opposite direction, overperform. Because all of a sudden now they've run into a goalie coach that really works for them.
Yeah. And if they get traded too, like, they get very familiar with that goalie's that goaltending style that goalie coach showed them, and another team teaches them a different style. It kind of probably affects their play too.
Big time, man.
Yeah, because like I say, like Holtby was he was amazing on Washington, won the Stanley Cup for them, but he comes over here and it's probably a totally different style, and he's playing in the North Division, which is an insane division.
Yep.
Maybe lacking in the defense a little bit, but yeah, I don't think you need to pay your goaltender $11 million to have a winning team.
Dude, you see teams all the time get away with goalies getting paid like less than $5 million. Like, how much is Mike Smith getting paid?
Man, 41-year-old. Is he 41? Yeah, must be.
I think so.
41-year-old Mike Smith.
He's insane.
Yeah.
923 save percentage, 17 wins, 5 losses. He's playing on Edmonton, but like Edmonton's crutch or downfall has always been goaltending, and now boom, Mike Smith comes in. Oh,
he's been that guy for
insane.
39 years old.
Last year, bro, I watched Mike Smith and I was like, this guy's probably done. He's winding it up.
Yeah, I thought that too. He's been around since 2006.
Now he's right back to being a top 10 goalie in the league, man. He's been around for forever. He's the best puck handling goalie in the NHL.
Man, can he dangle?
Honestly, yes.
Austin Matthews out?
Probably.
What about Bo
This guy's been
Horvat?
around for forever, man. I remember when he was on Dallas and then Tampa Bay. I remember.
Yeah, he best stick handler, goalie, fighter. He has it all.
Mike Smith, dude.
If you want to win a Stanley Cup, you go and get Mike Smith. 39-year-old.
Mike Smith.
You have him on. You had him on your fantasy team.
I have him. Yep.
You have him.
I have him and Hellebuyck. So in theory, my goaltending should be great because Hellebuyck is 4th in the league. But for some reason,
yeah, I don't know.
I just need
goaltenders in fantasy. I
need Nedeljkovic to pop off tonight.
Hey, he's on a Carolina Hurricanes team that's had an insane season.
I don't think you can go wrong by picking a Carolina Hurricanes goalie.
No, you can't.
All 3 of them are freaking good.
Oh yeah, for sure. Do you want to end off here then?
Yeah, we can call it here.
Sounds good. Thank you guys for listening to the Fourth Liners podcast. James with 2 S's. We appreciate the support. Hopefully you guys comment on our videos. We'll shout you out in the podcast. We love to hear support from you guys, and we'll show appreciation for you. Leave a like.
Leave a like. Let us know that you enjoyed it. It really encourages us. And if you want to take up arms against any of our opinions, feel free to comment. Call us stupid.
Yeah, we love criticism.
Give us your hot takes, because we'd love to laugh at them in the next podcast.
We love the criticism. We want to deal with the Leaf Karen fans that Bryce dealt with too.
Oh my God, give me some Leaf Karen fans in the chat right now.
they all start commenting. We shout all of them out.
Oh my God, It's the worst part about living in Ontario, man. I have to deal with you people.
They're the best. They're the best people.
The worst.
The worst.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. We will see you in the next episode.
See you guys.